When I was asked to talk about influence, I found it a bit dry. There's no meat to it, even though it's very rich. What is it that I should be talking about? But most of the time, when such dryness confronts you, what you can do is to go into the deeper recesses and begin to reflect. And you realize that just as in the story that we are told in the book of Ezekiel, that the prophet Ezekiel saw dry bones, commanded the bones to come together, added tendons, flesh, and then breathing life into the dry bones. He saw the resurrection of Israel and how strong Israel became. So as I reflected on the topic, influence, I built it in that manner. That yes, it cuts across in many ways. Influence itself is bi-directional. Either you are influencing or you are being influenced, or you are doing both. And it's also multidimensional. Either you are influencing positively, or you are influencing negatively, or you are being influenced positively, or you are being influenced negatively. So, it is bi-directional, it is multi-dimensional. And so, as I navigate through influence from this point, even to the point of taking the liberty to sort of realign what influence, particularly with respect to the youth, is, you will realize that I'll switch between when you are being influenced and when you are influencing. And so, I want to see the power of influence, particularly for the youth, as the youth as architects of transformation. You are architects of transformation. To transform our nation, you cannot be left out, because you are critical ingredients to ensure that our nation is transformed. But you must also transform your very lives, of course, with the enabling environment that is being provided. As we move on, you realize that as you influence, you must shape minds, you must shape territories, you must inspire, and you must lead as young people. But when you are leading, leadership is not just about titles. It's not a matter of, oh, he's a pastor, oh, he's minister for defense, oh, he's a medical doctor, the person is a lawyer, she's the president, she's this, she's the CEO. No. It's not about titles. Leadership goes beyond titles, and we need to keep this in mind. Because sometimes the quest for titles can make us abandon what leadership itself is about. And when the quest for titles supersedes leadership, the influence is lost, the impact is lost. Shaping destinies, shaping opinions, shaping terrains will be lost. As I speak to you about the power of influence and how you can become architects of your own lives, I want you, particularly the youth, to imagine a river, and I'm not talking about the Galamsey destroyed rivers. We are working to fix that and trust that we will fix it. As a digression, when you hear us over the years, and I don't want to separate the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana is government of Ghana. It's the administrations that change. When you hear government of Ghana say that we have confiscated excavators, we have done this, we have done that, we have arrested this number of people at the Galamsey sites, we are asking ourselves under the President Mahama administration, every vehicle has a chassis number, is that not it? The vehicles were not manufactured in Ghana. These excavators, are they manufactured in Ghana? People clear them at the port, is that not it? And so if we can link the chassis number, the DVLA register, we get to the bottom of it. So we are looking at new ways of confronting the menace. It is not just about invading the forest, dealing with the people there, and living it that they will get back. But once the big weights behind them, we go after them, we believe that we will be able to tame the problem and eventually eliminate it. That is the new direction that we are going, and we are committed to it. It is my mentioning of river and the deviation towards Galamsey that let me come back to river. We must see ourselves, particularly the youth. I'm pushing 50, but I'm beautiful at heart. Rivers are very strong. The youth, you are very strong. Rivers are determined. You cannot stand in the way of a river. Rivers are determined. Rivers are ever flowing. They keep flowing. They are ever flowing. And that is why I circumscribe Galamsey so that it cannot affect the analogy I'm trying to push. So rivers are strong, are determined, ever flowing. Does a river need wind to push it? It doesn't. Strong, determined, and ever flowing. That is the power that the youth has. I want you to believe, if you do not believe this, that you are so strong that no one can stop you. You are so determined, even if you are not. I want you to believe and be determined here and now that no one can shake the foundations of your determination. And once you believe you are so strong and you are so determined, you will be ever flowing in the positive direction. You will influence people, influence generations, as you also get influenced positively by notable and noble programs, events such as the International Youth Empowerment Summit. And that is why thank you appreciation is not enough for the brain that conceptualized this event. Because money cannot buy what you gain from such interactions. And so I want you to see yourself as a river, so strong, so determined, ever flowing, and as it flows, it nourishes its surroundings, its environs, and others mature. Even dying ones regenerate. And so just imagine the influence that you are gathering by being a part of this program. As you go out there, show your strength positively, show your determination positively, keep flowing and impacting on people, nourishing your environment, nourishing your surroundings. How great a nation we shall become if all the people gathered here went out there and began impacting positively. This is why we still say that, just like the river, you are powerful. Your full potential has not been unearthed. No matter where you think you are, just note that. And I don't want to use the examples from medical school. I've seen many lawyers here. And so let me use example from law school as we are told. They will tell you that if you thought advanced level was tedious, or in contemporary times, WASI was tedious, wait until you step foot first year law and volumes. But how come the same human mind that found that volume so voluminous immediately begins to comprehend and contain the volumes that are being pushed in there? I recall very, very much our first day at Kolebu Medical School. Whether they do it deliberately or not, I do not know. After the first lecture, and we were done, and we were in the bus, returning, and I didn't go into the details of that like I did with Ray Akutu for the lawyers. Everybody was wondering whether we were at the right place. And you can imagine the people who gain admission to medical school to law. They definitely believe they have potential, but it was overwhelming. The lecture notes for that day alone could be a whole semester for a particular course and more. But you were expected to consume that and come back the following morning and continue with more and more. But people are able to do it. I want to use this analogy for you to appreciate that your fullest potential, you are nowhere near it. If you want to understand how we are nowhere near it, and I'll get into technology, cast your mind back 20 years from now, 2 decades ago. There are many jobs today that never existed. Take Uber, because we all came here, some must have come via Uber. It was not in existence. The potential is huge. And most of these things have been done by the youth, of course, with the enabling environment. And that is why I'm glad that President Mahama says we must work together to reset Ghana. He's not doing it alone. Pastor Brian, President Mahama needs you. He needs you, my senior brother. He needs all of us. He needs the youth of Ghana to be able to reset our nation. And that is the only way that we can unleash the potential of our dear nation. We have everything to be a transformed nation. What is standing us between, stopping us from transforming, is the fact that we are not exploiting our fullest potential. Let's do that and let that journey begin right from here at IYES. of Africa, because as I understand, we don't only have the youth of Ghana here. It's an international conference. We have the potential, we have the strength, we have the energy, we have the opportunities to be able to transform our country and our continent. Just as the river does not wait for the wind to push it, do not wait for the wind. Do carve innovative paths, reshape landscapes, and just like the river does, nourish your environment, share knowledge, and we will get there. We must also appreciate that influence is not just about power. Influence is about impact. 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 What is influence if it doesn't impact? And even then, what is influence if it doesn't impact positively? If you are influential and your influence is not positively impacting, is that one to an influence? Then you are better off not having that kind of influence. So influence must be impactful. Very, very important. And it's a silent force. You may not feel it. And perhaps that is why, as I was reflecting, that feeling of dryness, because it's a